Pope Francis prays for the people of Venezuela in their fight against the pandemic and poverty. For years, the country has suffered from an economic and political crisis. This week, the Venezuelan Socialist Party, led by President Nicolas Maduro, took control of Congress. Opposition leader Juan Guaidó, along with U.S. officials, are calling it a sham. Joining us now is EWTN Newsroom correspondent Colm Flynn. Good to see you as always, Colm. So what was Pope Francis's message to Venezuela?
Good evening, Tracy. Well, Pope Francis sent a letter to the Venezuelan Cardinal Baltazar Porras Cardozo, where he expressed his closeness to the Venezuelan people as the country is suffering greatly economically and politically too. The Holy Father sent the letter on the Epiphany this past Wednesday, as the Venezuelan Cardinal is named after Baltazar, one of the three wise men. Now, the Pope prayed that God would continue to give the Venezuelan people strength, acknowledging that they have been tried by, as the Holy Father put it, the suffering caused by the scourge of the pandemic, the arrogance of the powerful, and the growing poverty that strangles. Venezuela is also struggling, Tracy, with the coronavirus. The country has recorded over 115,000 cases and over 1,000 deaths.
What's the situation like for the people of Venezuela at the moment?
Well, Tracy, yesterday, you will remember we reported on the situation in the Central African Republic and how even though the country is rich in resources, it's very poor. And Venezuela is in a similar situation. It has almost 18% of the entire world's oil reserves, but yet the country's economy has been derailed for years with massive hyperinflation, regular power outages, shortages of food and medicine, and so on. And as a result of all of this, over 5 million Venezuelans have migrated to other countries in recent years, separating from their families to seek out work and a better life. And many couldn't go home this Christmas due to the pandemic, of course, but also due to smugglers asking them for money to allow them to re-enter their home country.
And Colm, as we know, the country has been in a political crisis for some time now. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
That's right, Tracy. Well, since 2018, there has basically been two presidents in Venezuela. When Nicolas Maduro was elected in 2018, it was declared as illegitimate by the opposition party, which is led by Juan Guaidó, who in 2019 declared himself president. He was and still is recognized as the president by the United States and the United Kingdom, among other countries. But just in the last few days, the European Union announced, after Venezuela inaugurated a new parliament, that they were no longer recognizing Juan Guaidó as the country's president, but instead calling him a political actor who is striving to bring back democracy. Tracy?
Colm Flynn, EWTN Newsroom correspondent. Thank you so much, Colm.
Thank you, Tracy.